to my new episode, the second one I think, to all my new friends, to all my old friends, and indeed to those who wish me harm, I only wish them well. And I'll start by reading you a quotation somebody gave me yesterday. Let me put my spectacles on. By that great wit and journalist Dorothy Parker, who said, "If you want to know what God thinks of money, just look at the people he gave it to." And now, a prelude, the second half, a letter from the studio of the Avvocato Professore Giuseppe Davanzo, practitioner in the high and ecclesiastical courts of the Sacra Rota in Rome. And he has written this letter based on Catholic canon law, which runs in parallel with British law and European law. The object trial for marriage nullity on the 27th of April 1978. Magnifying glass we needed. Parties: Julia Camoys Stonor and Donald Saunders. I am writing to request documentation in the matter of my client, Honourable Julia Maria Cristina Camoys Stonor. In 1978, Mrs. Stonor was summoned to the Westminster Court in regards to an annulment with her husband, which resulted in a verdict of insanity. My client claims she has never been given proper documentation in regards to the matter. Canon law states that this documentation must, I emphasize, must be readily available to both parties involved. I understand that the issue was many years ago. However, my client should, I emphasize should, have the privilege of reviewing material relating to her case. Please send any records you have to the above address at your earliest convenience. Also, feel free to contact me via telephone with any questions. Best regards, Davanzo. This case is still not resolved and is the root of the accusations of Julia's madness, insanity. She's off her head. The sooner she's dead and buried, the better. This letter has gone to Westminster Diocese and to Birmingham Diocese, because Stonor Park, curiously, is in the Birmingham Diocese. There's also an enormous file of papers in the Sacra Rota Court in Rome, which has been blocked here in London. So now I'll read you a letter, one of many, from my loyal, loving, supportive and horrified godmother, written to my family at Stonor Park, Henley-on-Thames, by Her Royal Highness the Infanta Maria Cristina de Bourbon, Countess Enrico Maroni Cinzano. She wrote this letter on the 28th of February 1993 from her palace in Torino, 10123 Torino, Via Cavour 41. She includes the telephone number. She writes, "I've had the great pleasure to have Julia staying for the weekend, but I have remained deeply shocked by hearing all she has been going through, and the ill treatment from all her family, passing her off as being, I quote, completely mad, so that she can find no job. That really is the limit, as Julia is the kindest and most sensible person I have met. How can you live grandly and leave your poor oldest sister, with every right on, or even more so, as you will know, to starve? How is it possible that none of you have let her have a penny of her father's huge fortune? Papa's fortune was estimated in 1976 overall at £32 million. And so, she goes on, if the Queen knew how vile you are, you certainly wouldn't be in Buckingham Palace, exclamation mark. So I hope, if there is still a decent stray in you, you will see that she, Julia, gets a correct share of your parents' possessions, so that she can live without fear of starving. I enclose Dr. Dominion's verdict of the excellent state of Julia's mental health, so you could stop announcing to everyone that she is totally demented. I'm sorry, Thomas, to write this letter to you, but things have gone too far, and being Julia's godmother, I feel it my duty to defend her rights and stop all the wrongs you have done her. Remember, you are a Catholic, so please act as one in the future. This letter goes for your brother Bobby and your sisters also. You were such sweet children when I knew you in Stonor, that I would love to think that you can still be happy, united brothers and sisters again. God help you and inspire you to do what is right. My best wishes to you all, and don't deceive me, please. Yours sincerely, Maria Cristina de Bourbon, which is a handwritten letter. And on the reverse of it, you will see the Infanta's obituary. She died she died on December the 23rd in Madrid, aged 85. And she cared not only for me so deeply, she cared very deeply for my two children. So she remains in my heart. And when I'm doing my housework, I always wear one of her Hermès scarves. I keep my watch on. I remember her from the ring she gave me, the watch she gave me when Papa died, and she was worried I was so poor that I couldn't buy a watch. And she knew something was wrong. So now, I think we go to the more serious part of this episode, which is my housework. I've just been out and bought 50 rolls of toilet paper. I'll now proceed to the bathroom. Do I need my spectacles? I had to have an eye operation, hence the magnifying glass. Apologies, all that. Right. Now here's Aunt Julia's case. What a beautiful case. The Marquise d'Aupoul, it says, and there's her coronet. Have a look at that with the magnifying glass. And her intertwined initials, J.H. Julia d'Aupoul. And I use it frequently to carry things like toilet paper, which less onerous to have beside me. I don't know if I can get it all in this here about for the toilet. Right. I can just about stagger up my stairs, slowly, to go. As Ruby Heath, our darling housekeeper, always said when I wanted her help, she said, I've got a bone in my leg, Miss Julia. Now, let's see. Lavatory brush, ahoy. Up goes the seat. Big scrubbing. And one of my recalcitrant lodgers, an Irish gentleman, has completely broken my window. Very annoying. It's another £300. Here we go. Doing this for 37 years. After today. I'll leave this for later on. I just need to look out of the window to see there are no naughty boys climbing up my roof from the council estate. Well, I hope you will have enjoyed or be enjoying this next episode of my strange life. I like to quote. I'm trying to make do with very strange circumstances. I think I hope I've illustrated that to you. I had a wonderful friend, a very well-known American writer called Marsha Davenport, who gave my mother the first dishwasher, but they came to verbal blows. She lived at Wargrave after coming back from Prague, because she'd been living with Jan Masaryk, who was made to commit suicide. And Sir John Foster brought her to Stonor, as I remember. Yeah, yes. She wrote a book called Too Strong for Fantasy, and I rather think that's the title of my current life. Anyway, I'm making do, as you can see, with a certain amount of joie de vivre. I'm not in the slightest bit sorry for myself, but I'm horrified at what's been done, understandably. And perhaps I should end on the note of the tiara, the prince, and the Cinderella. Having said that, I have to return, before I go to the London Library, I'm going back to the duties. The washing up brigade is here. I never had enough money to have a machine, so it has to be done by hand. 37 years of that.